Hi Virgo, welcome to your May 2024 Astro Tarot. Mind blank. This is the third time I'm trying to record this video, so you're going to get what you're going to get. Your May 2024 Astro Tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, these are based on the astrology, so if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant. It's going to be that much more accurate for you on the day-to-day level. With that said, if you, for those of you that would like to know, I use whole sign tropical Western astrology, and if I ever forget to give you the dates of a transit or the degrees, you'll find all of that stuff in the description box below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, I'm going to pop these to the side. Those will be for your lunations. And the first transit that I want to explore for you is Mars, the planet of passion, excitation, energy, irritation, war, conflict even, comes into the sign of Aries right out of the gate on the 1st of the month. It hits that 0 degree point of Aries, right? Aries for you occupies the 8th house. This is a house of challenge, it's a house of conflict, it's a house of crisis, but it's also a house of transformation. It's the space in the chart where our traumas and our, challenges lie, but also there is tremendous power in the 8th house. And this is a powerhouse transit for everybody, but for you, it's in your house of power. I love this because it can be really passionate, it can be very sexual, it can see you being even more bolder in your pursuit than you usually dare. It can see you finding your personal power and really enacting that out into the world. It brings a jolt of energy to your sexuality and your primal nature as well. It's also going to help you remove or release any form of baggage from your history, especially on that deeper psychological level, because this is a house of conflict, challenge, trauma and crisis, right? So this could see you really highlighting like, holy crap, I didn't realize I had that trauma and I was carrying it and it's sabotaging everything. Let me deal with this now. Mars is a severing energy, right? It's the scalpel, it's the scissors. It allows you to cut away or to remove whatever is getting in the way of what you want to do. This also tells me that there's a chance for you to connect to something very spiritual or even psychic, because this is the house of the occult, but it will be communicated to you potentially in a way that you don't expect. Mars for you also rules your 3rd house of communication. So it's like new information comes in and it helps you release some kind of old crap that you really don't need, and it helps you move forward. With this, you've got, this is literally the Virgo, the Virgo court card. Well, you won't be a Virgo after this transit, I can tell you that much. For those who, for your, for this, you've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, okay, and the Ace of Swords. So there's something around a contract here. Now remember, the 8th house is also a financial house. It's other people's money, joint ventures, joint financial matters. It's banking, loans, inheritance, taxes. All of those things are found in the 8th house. This could see you parting ways with something that maybe, maybe on a visceral level, you feel like, you know what, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I don't want to pay for this anymore. The 8th house is debts. You could be releasing or removing a debt. Maybe you're making your final payment and you feel like, oh, you know what, I feel so much more liberated. Because the Queen of Pentacles is about self-care, but it's also about effectively the similar things to Virgo, like the cleanliness of things. This could see you really cleaning up your joint finances in some way. Maybe, if you've got debts, if you've got things like that overhanging or outstanding, this will see you get really proactive about sorting that and getting it sort of, in place. So I actually kind of like that. Those cards, they speak well. So the next transit that I want to explore for you is Mercury on the 16th of May is going to come into the sign of Taurus. Oh, excuse me. Taurus for you occupies your 9th house. This is, at this point, as you can see, Jupiter, Uranus, the Sun, and Venus at this point. That's Venus. And Mercury at this point, which sets up what we call a stellium. the energy in your ninth house around learning abilities, you know, all of those learning procedures that you're going through at the moment, whether that's just you studying for yourself or actually taking any form of a course, your ability to soak up knowledge, your focus on studies, on learning, on gathering and gaining new information or knowledge is absolutely at a peak high. Since this sets up a trine with your sun, moon, or ascendant as well, this will be that much more easy for you, right? You'll be able to put your finger on the pulse of the collective conversation, and maybe that sees, you know, maybe it's much easier for you right now, as will any form of learning. And if you're thinking about taking any form of a course, going into some sort of university program or degree, etc., this is a fantastic time to do it. It's a great time as well. If there's been a subject that you've really struggled to learn, do it now, right? Learn it now. Begin that journey at this moment, because you'll make a lot of really amazing headway. I love this for amplifying your reach on something as well. So if you know, get in front of the right people. If you want to be heard, this is a really good time to do it. Travel plans could be underway at this time, right? Mercury is a planet of travel, of movement, back and forth, etc. The ninth house is foreign travel, so this could literally be a time where you are traveling, you're going somewhere. And especially as well, what I like about this is there's a possibility that maybe you do some form of travel at this time, thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be a holiday or it's going to be this or whatever, and you end up having some really profound, sort of potentially even life-changing communications as a part of that, right? You go for one thing, but you get all of this spiritual goodness as well as that. For this, you've got the Three of Cups. Potentially, this travel is a reunion of sorts. You've got this with the Temperance card, so it is going to be some form of healing as well, which I absolutely love. And you've got this with the Seven of Cups. I really love this, from moving out of a space of confusion to a space of coherence. I love this for that. It's like you get a really strong sense of, yes, I know what I'm supposed to do, I know where I'm supposed to go, and I know how I'm meant to make this happen. So I'm here for this. I really, really like this. That Seven of Cups, I think that's the confusion, but it's like you're going to be able to turn it on its head, right? And that Three of Cups with the Temperance card, potentially through a reunion or a return to a place that you personally get a lot of spiritual wisdom or insight from. All right, for on the 19th of May, where are you? Mars is going to conjunct the North Node. The reason I put this one in is because whenever something activates one of the nodes, it's kind of a fated energy, right? Some fated moment, Mars in your 8th house conjunct the North Node, right? So some fated moment could show up for you. Remember, Mars rules your 8th and your 3rd house. So some deep emotional blockage can be released here, and it could create a sense of freedom that you haven't felt for a long time. This could be a really incredible breakthrough, especially if you're in therapy, like a talk therapy. Maybe you're spending time on the couch. All of that kind of stuff can be absolutely profound, right? If you're going for readings, tarot, astrology, numerology, etc., conversations that maybe even set about, like they see you get so lost in the conversation that you really have a very deep realization at this time. Alchemy is very much like this transit for you, right? And it's funny because you had the Temperance card come up already. It wasn't lost on me. And the reason I mention this is because with alchemy, it's like when you have to watch the process, right? You have to be really hawk-eyed for anything that you do in alchemy, because the conditions change so quickly and so profoundly. You really have to pay attention to what's happening, right? And as a part of that process, it's not just the thing that you're working with that you're refining or distilling. You're also distilling your thought process, your energy, your psyche in the same way, right? So as you're burning away all of the layers that really don't matter to reveal the purity of whatever you're trying to work on, you're doing exactly the same thing on an internal level as well. And that's what I see this transit as, some form of spiritual alchemy that will come through conversation, interaction, maybe through a reading. Whether that's with me or not, I really don't care. This will be a very profound moment for you to have. And I would say, because it's 8th house, you know, make it some form of esoteric sort of, you know, something that's a little bit more spiritual than the average. For this, you've got the Queen of Cups, you've got the King of Cups, wow, and you've got the Emperor. I would not be surprised if you are forging a partnership or a relationship of some sort at this time. For some of you, you know, that really intense, passionate sexual love affair that you're having turns into more, right? It goes from just being two people meeting up for a hookup or for what is really great sex to actually, you know what, you know, even the pillow talk is really great and I want to get to know you and I want to turn this into something more official. On a financial level, this potentially sees you interacting with an institution of some sort and maybe setting some plans for the future. Either which way, the conversations that you're having at the moment, especially because of that Emperor, you could be talking to someone, possibly a King or a Queen of Cups, water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that really helps you understand yourself, your life path or your lifescape in a way that you're just like blown away over. All right, so love that. And then for on the 19th of that was the 19th of the month, right? On the 26th of the month, Jupiter comes into Gemini for a nice long 1 year stay, immediately conjuncts Venus, which sets up a trine to Pluto in your 6th house, right? This is the career house and sector and the work house. What's the difference? The 6th house, which is occupied by Aquarius for you, and the 10th house, which is occupied by Gemini for you. The 6th house is all about the habits, the routines, right? It's the grind. It's where you show up at work, you do the things that you consistently have to do to earn that paycheck. It's the hard work, the discipline, the drudgery that you have to do. The 10th house is the career, the legacy, the most visible part of you. It's the status that brings you your, you know, that your job or your work, etc., bring you, right? It's the rewards and the results from that in essence as well, really. Now, excuse me, your work and your routines and your career align at this time, and align they really truly do. Some kind of big opportunity, Jupiter, might show up for you, and it's possible that because this one comes into your career, this is seeing you shine, right? It's heightening your ability to shine. It's heightening your ability to be seen. He conjuncts Venus immediately. Jupiter rules your relationships and your home, right? Because Jupiter rules Pisces as well as your 4th house, home and family and property. Venus rules your money because it rules Libra and it also rules Taurus, right? So it also rules your money and your educational and foreign affairs, right? So, and then on top of that, Pluto in the 6th house of health, health routines, your physical health and vitality as well. This transit's a big one for everyone, and because this is Jupiter coming into Gemini for the next year, how it sets up is really reminiscent of, it's going to tell you how this transit's going to play out for you. It immediately meets Venus, right? The lesser benefic, so the two benefics in your career space, wonderful moment. Immediately trines Pluto, which potentially brings power players to your work. It potentially sees you discovering hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, maybe even working out, what the true potential of something is before anybody else does. That's Pluto in Aquarius, right? The ability to spot the hidden potential in something before the crowd, before the masses. Really, really interesting stuff. For this, you've got the King of Swords. That is Aquarius energy, interestingly enough, but an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. With the Two of Swords, okay, and the Fool card. So you're meeting a new air sign person. Very likely that this person will be an Aquarius. This person can help you or show you where you have access to things that you didn't even realize were possible. And so this could be that they know about some secret benefit that you can get. Maybe they know about some, way that you can get your promotion, some way that you can get your employer to pay for some kind of education. Jupiter, education in literally like the 10th house. There's so many ways that this could play out, but those are a few ways, right? All in all, I love these cards. And that Fool card with the Two of Swords means if you do have or have had a clash or whatever with a boss or a superior, don't worry. You will be able to turn this person into an ally sooner rather than later. Might take about 2 months, you know, for it to really kind of kick into gear, but you'll see it. Now, as if that wasn't enough, on top of that, let's get into your lunations. But before we do, if you would like to take my tarot course, you can get your space. You can sign up on the link in the description box below. I only take up to 20 students. Sometimes I have a lot less. And the reason I'm okay with that is I want to give you quality. This isn't just about packing it full with numbers for me. I really want to get to know you. I want to teach you the foundations from the ground right the way up. On top of that, as if that wasn't enough, you get 12 sessions with me, live in-person sessions. They're around 2 to 3 hours a piece. You also get 5 bonus videos. You're going to get more PDFs than you probably even know what to do with. On top of that, you will get client demos. You'll get to practice on each other. You get a whole bunch of things. And I'm really proud of this course. I've put everything that I possibly can into it to make it, you know, and I've refined it every single time I've offered it. So if you want to learn to read tarot like me and all of that good stuff, you know what to do in the link in the description box below. Now, on the 8th of the month, you're going to have a new moon in the sign of Taurus at 18 degrees. This for you is in that 9th house again. Look, this is a study time for you. So if you're interested, we start on May the 5th. Get your space, right? Get in, come and learn to read tarot with me so that you can do all of this for yourself and for your loved ones. Okay, so in your 9th house, you've got the gate 33 and looking back. And this is what Denise loves to call a remembrance gate. And so what this is about looking back over your past and using the knowledge and the wisdom that you have in there to put into practice now. And it's a 33 energy, right? And this is a very nice new moon in Taurus. Use it as such. The 9th house is a very lucky space. Be intentional about how you use this energy. And then on the 23rd of May, you'll get, as if that's not enough, right? The sun will be in Gemini as well. And you will have at 2 degrees a Sagittarius full moon in your 4th house of home, family, property, real estate, who you live with, how you live there, your deep emotional self. And for this, you've got that gate 8 and contribution. And this is really you discovering what you have to offer within your family, what you have to bring to your home, to the people that you live with, or literally the actual house that you live in. This will be a time where things come to light around all of the things that I've mentioned when it comes to your home, family, property, and real estate. And because it's a moon in Sagittarius, there's likely to be a party around this, right? It could be a really great time. And especially when you realize what you bring to the table, it's a really wonderful moment of coming back home to yourself. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.